Hello, everyone. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So good day, everyone. I hope all of us are in a good condition. Sorry, please mute. Okay. So I hope all of us are in the good condition, and also I'm honored to be the moderator for today's event. I am Angel, and I will guide you through this Glocalis IYBC 2021 Inventor Talks. And today, I'm not alone. Throughout this session, I'll be with honorable and professional gentlemen over here. Let's welcome Mr. Berto Mulia Wibawa. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. And our another expert, Prof. Raldi Hendro Koster. Hello. Okay, not yet. And hello also, Mr. And also, hi, Miss Tong Huang. Miss Huang Tong, hi. Sorry, you're still muted.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you, Miss?
Yeah. Really nice to join
All right.
with IYBC. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, are you ready to follow our discussion and get you insight through this session? I bet we are. So without further ado, let me remind you once again about the rules. Every participants have 10 minutes to present their findings, and we'll have another 10 minutes to get the feedback from the expert. So without holding any time any longer, let's welcome our first participant. From Marie Curie School and Amter School. Hi. With the project title,
Hello.
Production of Hand Sanitizer from Bottle Lift During the COVID-19 Crisis. Hi guys, are you ready?
Yes, okay.
Okay, that's great. So your 10 minutes starts from now.
So good afternoon, everybody. We are from Margaret School and Amsterdam School. Our team has 5 participants, as you can see, is Linh, Chang, Ha, Phương, and me, Ming. We are here today to talk to you about hand sanitizer from BioLeaf during the COVID-19 crisis. In the talk today, we introduce the product's scientific basis, financial aspects, marketing, and our future plans for the product. The COVID-19 pandemic is a major global health emergency. To prevent the spread of disease, bactericidal precautions are routinely taken. Washing with soap or a hand sanitizer remains the most effective way of removing SARS-CoV-2, the virus that spread COVID-19 from the skin. The search for natural occurring antibacterial compounds and their application in the manufacture of sanitizer products is beneficial to both the community and the environment. Natural origin products in cosmetics and detergents are always safe for users and And in Vietnamese culture, purelles are usually used as a fork remedy to protect teeth and gums. This species is also used as a natural antibiotic. For this product, we would want to preserve the tradition of betel leaves and also want to bring it to the world. In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, the sanitizer offers an accessible method for employing sanitizing stations in public spaces such as schools, hospitals, healthcare clinics, and supermarkets to help prevent transmission of the virus. This project focuses on production of hand sanitizer from BioLeaf.
our team wants to introduce the product of beetle hand sanitizer to the market, so there are three main aims of this project. First of all is to evaluate efficiency in antibacterial beetle essential oil, and furthermore for our cultural purpose. In Vietnam, we have a famous saying that beetle leaves were offered as a first conversation gift to our guests. These natural gifts had always played a crucial role in our country due to the fact that our ancestors used to have the traditions of chewing beetle leaves for oral hygiene purpose. Secondly, based on the antibacterial properties of beetle essential oil, the beetle hand sanitizer is produced as a more natural as a natural origin product, as a more sustainable and environmentally friendly approach. Last is startup plan with beetle hand sanitizer in the scale of 240 liters per year. Now we are moving on to the scientific basis with Chang.
Thank you, Link, for the introduction. It is common for us to know that there are two types of hand sanitizer. One is alcohol-based and the other one is alcohol-free. Alcohol-based products typically contain alcohol, usually in the form of ethanol, isopropanol, and propanol. Alcohol-free are generally based on disinfectants, such as benzalkonium chloride, or on antimicrobial agents, such as triclosan. The activity of disinfectants and antimicrobial agents is both immediate and persistent. In this project, alcohol-based with beetle essential oil we used to make beetle hand sanitizer. Firstly, I want to brief through the steps that were taken in our procedure in the production of this hand sanitizer. In the first part, we extracted the essential oil from the beetle leaf. Secondly, beetle hand sanitizer is prepared. And lastly, we will evaluate the antibacterial properties of beetle hand sanitizer. In the technique, steam distillation was used to extract the essential oil from the beetle leaf. According to our findings, 180 minutes is the ideal time for extracting the essential oil. In the other studies, sodium chloride solvent is more efficient than distilled water, and the sodium chloride 10% showed being the optimum choice for sodium chloride solvents of various concentrations. Through the result of experiments, we can get the best conditions for essential oil extraction using steam distillation or 180 minutes of time, sodium chloride 10% as a solvent, and 0.81% oil yield. Moving to the next step, preparing the beetle hand sanitizer with the gel in the formulation was made up of ethanol 80%, water 17.25%, glycerol 1.5%, and beetle essential oil 1.25%, which is made from fresh pepper beetle leaf and sodium chloride solution. Lastly, beetle hand sanitizer was evaluated in the antibacterial properties. The table here is presenting the inhibitory effect of hand sanitizer and alcohol substrate as detected by agar diffusion method. Beetle hand sanitizer has a more powerful antibacterial effect when being compared to other commercial hand sanitizers. Specifically for the bacteria E. coli, beetle hand sanitizer has the inhibition zone greater up to 1.5 times than others. For Bacillus subtilis and Aspergillus niger, our beetle hand sanitizer still exceeded inhibition zone when being compared with alcohol substrate. Explaining the antibacterial properties of beetle essential oil and beetle sanitary products, when researching the composition of beetle essential oil, it was discovered that the essential oil contains some active ingredients with antibacterial properties. As in the research of Chauhan, the principal chemical constituents of beetle were found to be polyphenols like eugenol, traficol, carvacrol, travibetal, carvitrol, and allyl-p-rocattrol, and vitamin C, which were reported to exhibit strong antioxidant activity. These polyphenols exert their protective activities through their superior immune modulating potentials. These lead to the result that beetle essential oil contains contains more significant active ingredients with antibacterial properties. This is the scientific basis for the production of beetle hand sanitizer. Following up this film, she would be presenting about the financial aspect of our project.
Coming to our financial aspects, we are delighted to present you with our desired forecasted figure. Firstly, for our total revenue, we're expecting $444,000 for just the first year of operating. Moving to our net profit, it will be approximately 130 grants, which is about 30% of our total revenue. This is generally a high ratio, especially for this industry. So why beetle leaf? First of all, as previously Ming has mentioned, with the mission statements to bring beetle leaf image more accessible to young generations, to perceive the piece of cultural identities of Vietnamese traditions. Secondly, to more financial aspects, beetle leaf are widely planted in Vietnam, which give us the firepower to purchase more cheaper pricing. So for our productions in 1 year, we're expecting to use around 300 kilograms, which cost us around totals of $750. This is our key to achieve a more competitive pricing in this dynamic market. Thus, it helps us to attract more customers as well as fulfilling our mission statements. Finally, beetle leaf is our unique selling point, which brings us to local flavor to differentiate the products with the market. Local flavor is a key to have us to compete with rising of international firms, and especially with natural flavor is beloved by foreigners. Furthermore, high quality standard-like productions give us power over the domestic market. This is a glimpse at our manufacturing process, producing with mainly beetle leaf, go through the process of steam distillations and mixing to form our final sanitizer. In addition, we operate in flow productions, so capital goods include alcohol storage tank, transfer pump, flow meters, filling line, and so much more are being invested. Moreover, flow productions would allow us to adapt effectively to the increasing future demands of higher quantity. With a capacity of 240,000 liters, our final point on this operational finance is a break-even level expected to be around 10 by 45%, around 24,000 liters of sanitizer. So allocations of capital investment, which is expected to rise around $90,000, with 1/5 of its the fixed investments, which include investments, buildings, and more equipment. For 3 months, mostly on labor costs, materials, utilities, and other expenses. For the rate of return, calculated as formula being shown, we're proud to say it's what lines around 145.3%, which is proven to the profitability of our business models and the efficient uses of this investment. Next, we are moving to the efficiency aspect of the project presented by Ling.
Hand sanitizers are greatly proficient in finishing the disease, generating bacteria as well as viruses. Likewise, by the use of such products, people can save themselves in a better manner from the coronavirus and disrupt the chain of COVID-19 disease occasioned from human to human communications. According to our research, increasing alertness concerning sanitations and hygiene habits among people is augmenting the demand for skin decontamination products across the world. The global hand sanitizer market size was $2.98 billion in 2020, and the market is projected to grow from $2.79 billion this year to $3.47 billion in 2018 at a compound annual growth rate of 3.1%. Our product is suitable for more than 30 market segments such as hostels, offices, schools, and colleges. What I'm holding here is a sample. It is 200 milliliter samples of our product, and it has our name tag on it with the product's name, Beetle Hand Sanitizer. Now we are moving on to marketing strategies with Han.
Hello, participants. Thank you very much for your presentations. Unfortunately, the time is up. Okay, so what I see from your product is a hand sanitizer using paper bottle leaves. Interesting, as we know that this leaf has polyphenols, which help in antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory agents. So let's hear the comments from first, Mr. Berto. Hello.
Hello, thank you so much,
Okay.
Miss Angel. I think for this group, it looks like we already met yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yes,
It's our team.
and you have displayed an excellent presentation. Based on your presentation, I have several comments to follow up and to improve your project. I think we can start. The first is my suggestions in the presentation. It is powerful to put the diagram process of product making in general and show the strengths of your product at the beginning of your presentations. And also, I think it is better for your group to determine the purpose of your study in the beginning, in the slide number 1 or slide number 2, because it must be clear. Do you want to show the research results? It means from the research aspects, or you want to present to get business investors, because that's two different style of presentation. So you have to make it more clear who is your audience of the presentation. Do you want to display the research results? It means for research purpose or for the business purpose. Okay, if we discuss now, because now we are in the IYBC competition, which is a business competition for the future, I think it is better and it is essential for your groups to display the business model, the business model of the hand sanitizer made from petal leaves. You may use the business model canvas or value proposition design to explain the advantage of your product, because in the business plan competition, the business model is a heart and is a center of your proposal strengths. And also regarding the economic of scale, it is better to not put the exact number. Your group said that in 1 year you will produce around 240 liters, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So I think in the business competition, it is better to put the range capacity of production with different selling scenario, because we cannot assume, oh, in 1 year, it is a must to sell 240,000 liters, because sometimes the market situation are different. It can be positive, it can be negative, and it can be steady. Yeah. So you can offer, maybe in the next presentation, you will present for 3 scheme. For optimistic scheme, 240,000 liters. For moderate scheme, 200,000 liters. And for pessimistic schemes, 100,000 liters. I think it is very better and makes sense. Yeah. And don't forget to create a roadmap development and action required. You want to expand this business, but we still not known what will you do to expand the business in the next following years. What is your plan in 2022? What is your plan in 2022? And so on. And my last feedback is to make your presentation better in the next occasion or next opportunity. To end the presentation, I think it is better to put your prototype product in the last slide, because people may forget your slide regarding the displayed product or prototype. And then you can invite the audience, to with a unique challenge, or you can tell a story or ask a question, or even you can end your presentation with a powerful quote. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Berto. Okay, and next, let's hear from Mr. Aldi.
Okay, thank you very much. Selamat siang, Pak Berto. Thank you very much for your first comment. And
hi, Prof. Aldi. How are you?
How are you? Not bad, fine. Okay, though, I think I appreciate so much about the presentation, and I believe that not very different with Pak Berto concerning the comments. And I just add some more. That is, when you are trying to convince us, let your team present also about the competitor. So just in case you have competitors, you're gonna be loose for your quantitative, the one that Pak Berto mentioned. That is, if you feel that you want to target to some amount, and your competitor would be maybe more or maybe less, but they might like to have some kind of strategy to destroy your product, or otherwise you lose everything. So sort of thing that would be very possible, that would be coming to your product. And the second thing is when you are trying to put your objective at the beginning, if you want to say that this is our product and our marketing strategy, that is okay. But think about the quantitative one, make it qualitative at the end, and then give a good image at the end. There is, Berta also mentioned about the show your product at the end. So make the participant or clients imagine until they are coming home, something. So make it good nuance for them. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, expert, for your comments. So if I can sum it up, so most of the experts give feedbacks about your flow of your presentation. So first, they said it is better to make the diagram of the process making and also to put your aim in the beginning so that the audience can see clearly where are you heading to. And also you can make a business model canvas because it will make the audience to see clearer about your product. And also another one is better to revise the financial analysis. And also maybe in your next presentation, you can make a roadmap for your future plan. And you can also improve your presentation by putting the prototype on the last slide and make your audience more interest to your product. Okay, thank you very much for the first participant.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, so let's move on to the next participants from SMA Unggulan Amanatul Ummah. Hello, guys. Hello, next participant. Are you here yet? Wait a second, yeah. Okay, so it seems like our next participant has not come yet. So let's move on to the third participant. Hello, participant from University Science Islam Malaysia.
Hello.
Are you here?
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, that's
Hi.
great. So let's hear from your project, which titled Comparative Analysis of Optimal Sharia Stock Portfolio Using Heuristic-Based and Markowitz Model During COVID-19. Okay, so your 10 minutes starts from.
Assalamualaikum and greetings to the panel and participants. We are a group of 5 from University Science Islam Malaysia. Here is our mentor, Dr. Siti Masita Ilyas, me, Anis Izan, as the first presenter, followed by Muhammad Naim, Muhammad Izzat, Nur Izzati, and Nawanis Istina. We will present to you a research titled Comparative Analysis of Optimal Sharia Stock Portfolio using heuristic-based and macro-risk model during COVID-19 in Malaysia. The main idea of this research is to investigate the impact of COVID-19 on 13 stock sector in Malaysia in the Islamic perspective. This research emphasizes on low volatility portfolio theory, modern portfolio theory, and efficient market hypothesis. Due to COVID-19 that have hit the world, the stock market had become very volatile due to uncertain economic conditions. As a result, the number of new retail investors had increased rapidly due to the attractiveness to gain abnormal return during the outbreak. However, they lacked in proper and strategized investment knowledge. Therefore, this research intends to address the problem by analyzing the risk and return of Sharia individual securities listed in Bursa Malaysia, then construct the optimal portfolio using heuristic-based and macro-risk model. After that, we identify which sector they are most likely to be invested during the pandemic, and lastly, compare the outcome and performance of heuristic portfolio and macro-risk portfolio. 13 highest stock. Next. 13 highest Sharia compliance stock will be used in this research, and the benchmark will be FTSE Bursa Malaysia, a mass Sharia index with 3-month tribal risk period. This study covered from February 2020 until July 2021. This research will help new and existing Muslim investors to trade and build portfolio according to the Sharia principle amidst of COVID-19 outbreak. Next.
And now we move to the data and methodology, and this is our flow methodology of our study that along with the objective. For data collection, we will focus on the daily historical price of the 13 Sharia compliant stocks with highest market capitalization that represent each sectors from February 2020 until July 2021. Also, we use daily index price of FTSE Bursa Malaysia Emas Sharia Index for our benchmark. This study also used daily 3-month LIBOR for risk-free rate, and all the data are provided by investing.com. And for first objective, we want to analyze the risk return of Sharia individual securities listed in Bursa Malaysia, and this is a formula for descriptive statistic. We use descriptive statistic as a starting point to describe the structure of the descriptive coefficient of the information. And for the second and third objective, basically in these two methodology, both are trying to minimize the portfolio risk, but one is model-based, another is non-model-based. Heuristic-based is a non-model-based portfolio that use a practical method or shortcuts to produce optimized result with limited deadline. This method is easy to use for new investors as it is very flexible and quick when dealing with complex data. And for the next objective, we want to compare the outcomes and performance of the two portfolios using the t-test and f-test. F-test is for difference in variance, which is risk, and t-test for difference in mean, which is return. So the formula of f-test and t-test is shown at this slide. And finally, we want to measure the performance that help investors to manage and monitor their portfolio. The formula that we use is Sharpe ratio, Jensen's alpha, and Trainer ratio.
Okay, so this is basically the heuristic statistic table. So for the return part, the green cells are the one with the highest return. And for the standard deviation part, the green cells highlight the stock with the lowest risk. And next. Okay, so from this correlation analysis table, we can see for each sector, which one has the highest and the lowest correlation. So we can see that for the transportation and logistics sector, it has the highest correlation with industrial product and services sector, while the financial services sector has the lowest correlation with transportation and logistics sector. Next. Okay, for the heuristic portfolio, the one with the highlighted is the 5 companies with the lowest volatility for each in sample month, and they are being equally weighted. Next. Okay, for the macro-risk portfolio, as we can see from the table, the green indicator highlighted the stocks that are being invested for every sub-period with various weighted. Okay, next. Okay, from the average, as you can see from the table below, the average Markowitz portfolio during the pure result is 9.4% in annual return, which is also outperform the market benchmark and risk-free investment return. Meanwhile, the annual volatility and the beta of heuristic portfolio is less than the benchmark, which indicate the Markowitz-based portfolio do not fluctuate as much as the benchmark. Okay, next. Okay, last but not least, based on F-test and T-test, we can conclude that heuristic portfolio and Markowitz portfolio do not have the same mean and variance. So overall, from the performance measurement, we can see that Markowitz portfolio have overall ratios that beat market benchmark compared to heuristics. Okay, next one.
Okay, for the conclusion, I just want to highlight that by using the heuristic base, investors may ignore the weight component to allocate their portfolio. And if they choose Markowitz model, this method may help them to get the optimal portfolio and gain more return. Based on the result mentioned, Markowitz portfolio shows by using the past data, an investor can actually beat the market benchmark. And we can say that Malaysia market is in a weak form inefficient during COVID-19. The sectors that are most likely to be invested more during COVID-19 are product and services sector and also real estate investment trust sector. Therefore, the innovation that we can highlight from this study is Markowitz portfolio could be implemented for retail investors to make stock selection during market shock with monthly rebalancing. Okay, next. Okay, this study just focused on 13 stocks that represent 13 sectors in Bursa Malaysia. So for future study, we would like to suggest to consider all constituents under each sector listed to get a better view on the sector performance during the volatile market. Even though heuristic is simpler, Markowitz model could give more profit to investors. Okay, here is the recommended investment flow for new retail investor. And for further understanding about our study, I will give it to Awanis Christina to explain.
Let me show you the template for the Markowitz because this is the recommended style. So this is the template. We as investor, they need to fill the in sample data, which is the cells, and then the out sample data. So when they fill those all those things, they will automatically get the mean and the portfolio return of next month. Okay, let me demonstrate it for you. So we just copy this. This is the return of stock and the benchmark. And we need to fill in. Okay, as you can see, the outsample portfolio return has been generated, but we want to know what is the proportion of each stocks that need to be invested. So we need to fill in the covariance matrix by using data analysis and select covariance. And the input range will be the return of the in-sample data. And the output range will be here. Oh, okay, there's some error here because there might be some error with my Excel, but let me show you the complete Excel. After we complete the covariance matrix, the in-sample portfolio mean, variance, and standard deviation will be here, and the portfolio beta for out-sample also been generated, and we will have the stock allocation for every month, for every stocks, like this. So this template is just prototype. We plan to polish it to make it more easier to use, as right now it is very mathematical, and then we will make it available to the public. But of course, this initiative requires us to recruit other talents such as graphic designer and those with ICT skills to make it look more commercial. So even though the mode is quite mathematical, but this template But with this template, those with minimum math background can just provide the input, historical price, and the model will automatically find the stock allocation. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, participants, for your presentation. It was very well presented. So the heuristic portfolio for the stock analysis, that's really interesting. So let's hear the comments from the expert. Hello, Mr. Raldi, you can go first.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I appreciate so much about your presentation. I think you have a good team in here. And I believe that Markovitch model would be appropriately used and for your design, I would say, design and analysis. Appreciate about it. And but if you come back to the tables, all tables is very good for the analysis, but it's not good for us, to the client. For example, if you want to present to convince the market or convince the participants, make it simpler to be, let's say, to be you put it in a graph or something like that. So it's going to be very, easily understood by others. So something about it. But your step would be, I think, quite systematic and pretty good to be resume or something. So I don't know what's your next step, but the thing is, you try to another model that would be very possible, more appropriate, especially to grab the situations of this, the current conditions of pandemic, for example. So would be very interesting for others to make it understandable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the comment.
Okay, next we can hear from Mr. Berto.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Raldi and Ms. Angel. Very good topic, and it's very interesting. Yeah, the simulations and the conclusions. I can understand your presentations because I come from the business and management background. But I think for the people who are come from the life science, from the medical science, it will be find any difficulties, in understanding what are you present. So that is my first point. The second point is my suggestions, in terms of the presentations. Please do not put do not too much put sentence, in the PPT slides. You are presenting the PowerPoints, and I think it is too wordy, especially in the beginning. And please aware that the font for the presentation should be consistent. And please aware that a good presentation usually use font size no more than 18. Because the PowerPoints is the power of points, not power of sentence. And another suggestions from me is, please do not put the entire table in the PPT slide, as Prof. Raldi said, mentioned before. Just write a simple sentence to conclude your findings. What is the meaning? What is interesting? Make it easy for reader to understand your presentations. And one more, you are not from mathematics discipline, so please reduce the display of formula in your presentation slides. You should more focus in terms of implications and the impact of research findings. Actually, I am very interested with your last slide, which discuss the recommended investment flow. But unfortunately, you only display it. Please discuss it, do not only display, because people would not understand what are you displaying. And it is very unlucky if you cannot present the most powerful findings from your research. And last but not least, a comparative analysis usually is an essay in which two things are compared and contrasted. So I think it is still not clear in the presentation, but in the paper I think it is okay. You may use the illustration in terms before and after. So what is compared and what is contrasted, because you discuss about the comparative analysis. Yeah, what things are compared and what things are contrasted. So by following my suggestions, I hope you can present a better presentation, yeah, in the next occasion. Good luck. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, expert. Just to sum up, so the comments, it's mostly about the flow of your presentations, which you can make a simple graph so audience can understand better, and also it is suggested to make the PowerPoint less wordy, fonts the consistent, and also point out your findings nicely. Other than that, it is good enough. Okay, thank you very much, participants. So we can move on to the next one, which is from the High School Unggulan Amanatul Ummah. Hello, participants, are you here? Hello, participants.
Hello, you're here?
Okay, that's great. So your project titled Semar, right?
Right.
Okay, let's hear from you guys. 10 minutes starting from now.
Okay. 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 Before all of it, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, judges, audience. This start from why the reason why trash piles up endlessly, and also economic reasons hounds. So it's time for a younger generation to take part for the liberation of a superior and progressive for Indonesia. We talk about Indonesia, the country which is have a population of about 260 million people. It's ranked in the second of the inner world donate food waste. But in fact like I said, Indonesia is ranked in the second of the world as country that produce food waste, and also Indonesia is able to contribute up to 33 million tons of waste in a year, and 40% of it is household waste. This source is from SITF and 2021. From CNN, we quote from the CNN Health, global food waste twice as high as previously. It means like it's become higher, and also increase at a time. And Indonesia can reach 48 million ton in year in sector of contribute of the food waste, of course. It means Indonesia it's under the origin of a food waste problem. And there are many more problems of consumption waste that have not been handled in Indonesia. The most common type of waste found was food waste. It's come from National Waste Management Information System of Indonesia. This is the new one. And sometimes big problems, not need a big solution, but it's come from the tiny one. And we call it maggot or BSF's larva. And it's already applied in DKI Jakarta, the central of Indonesia. What is maggot is? Based on the series of problems mentioned above, there are various solutions of which is to be used BSF maggots or larvae. As bioconverters, they can decompose and solve the problem of the food. The maggot is the larvae of the black soldier, like I said. And then these are the reasons why we choose BSF larva as the bioconversion. BSF larvae, it's not only break down food, but also digest various bacteria found in organic waste. Our reference from this project say that like a commonly bacteria found on waste like Salmonella or E. coli, it's already digested by the bacteria, by the BSF larva, all of it, and totally finished. Also, BSL fry contain 40% protein from the total mass of the larvae. Just imagine, in 1 kilograms of larvae, there are 0.4 total protein. And the last, BSF larvae are considered cheaper and have a significant impact on livestock growth. It's come from the second reason why we choose the larvae. So protein is like the core of how to grow your livestock bigger, bigger, and bigger. We are from SMA Unggulan Amatul Mas Surabaya. Would like to introduce you to our project, and it's called SMAR. What SMAR is? SMAR is Smart Food Waste Treatment and Recycling Apps, startup of food waste sharing application to manage food waste by utilizing black soldier larvae as bioconversion as sustainable organic waste management business model toward SDGs 2030. That's our aim. These are our computer analyze. Start from the octopus. This is REPL and Ankuts. These are the application that's pick up some unorganic waste. And next is Damago. Damago is like an application that pick up some organic waste, not organic waste, but it's like preventive action to, like if the farmer like lost their, what is it like X, and then surplus, and also garapangan. These are an organic waste that will be in our calculator if this prototype application will be applied in someday. These are the development method of the SMAR app, and this will be presented by my friend Sultan. This time is yours.
Hello, and for development method is look for formulation of the problem, and then make functional and non-functional, then use case diagram, and the next is activity diagram, then user interface diagram, and the last is business process analysis. After that, for smart application management service, that we starting from the collection of of people waste, which is distributed to smart transaction application, after it is transported to food waste processing site. After that pre-conversion process, and then will produce post-process larva will be used for animal feed like a pet or livestock, and will produce like organic fertilizer like for organic crop. And there are 4 subject in the smart application circle, but I will describe only 2 objects. It is user and collector agent. User can access the application like sign in as a member, as a member, so selling and transaction food waste, and the last information about waste. Inside of the selling of and transaction food waste, the user is able to access this feature from the application, like such as sending their location and classifying the trash. And the collector agent can access the application like a few member list and few saving grab. On inside few member list, the collector agent is able to access the feature from the application, such as member location and member personal data. After that, can delete or activate a member. For diagram activity of smart application, there is transaction activities. The core activity of the transaction process is selling and buying waste and several other facilities. The feature, like a call for a conservation feature, account collector will pick up your trash, match your location with GPS accuracy. And then cash endpoint feature. After the garbage transaction is complete, the user will earn money and point from the smart app. And education content feature. User can get educational information regarding waste and environment. And there are Also, point exchange feature. Points that have been collected can be exchanged for shopping voucher, and chat feature. User and agent collector can communicate with each other for easy group pickup. That's
So the last is conclusion. It's hoped that some application will be able to completely answer the waste problem, in total, and also finish and be able to build the character of the wider community who cares about the quality of the environment. And also Samar was initiated as an alternative way to deal with the problem of food waste as well as the media to support the community's economy during a pandemic and also post-pandemic. Samar and the last Samar is also accepted to be able to provide employment opportunities as an effort to support Indonesia's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. I think that's all from me and my friends' presentations. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Very much participant for your presentation in this that we tackle. Okay, and you providing Sumar as a new solutions. I think it was a very good idea, and let's hear from the expert. Mr. Berto, you can start first.
Okay, a very interesting idea, yeah, Semar, you empower maggot, right, in your project. So I have several suggestions, yeah, to improve your presentation and papers. I think first I should begin with the PowerPoint slide, yeah. Please aware that this is IYBC is an international competition, yeah. So please do not put the image or the screenshot in local language. For you, it is better to translate it to English, yeah. Don't put the bahasa Indonesia information in the international competition, because if the judge are not from Indonesia, they will not understand about it. Okay, and then the second one is you need to add the data, yeah, for the maggot itself, yeah. How many maggot, estimated maggot in Indonesia, and then how to cultivate the maggot, what is the challenge, and what is the advantage of maggots. You have to highlight in the beginning of your presentation, yeah. And then you discuss a little bit about the business process analysis, right? You should present in the following way, you know. If you want to present the business process analysis, start it with the questions, what is the input, yeah? What is the input? After you define what is the input, how is the process? And last but not least, what is the output? So by discussing the business process analysis, you will analyze three things. The first one is what is the input? The second one is what is the process? And the third one is what is the output? Yeah, the output, the final output of your product. And then also, I think it is important for you and your group to explain how to commercialize this product and make it into the industrial scale, yeah, in the future, because you are creating a prototype, and the judge usually will ask, is it feasible to upscale into the industrial scale? You have to write your strategy, how to make your ideas big, yeah, in the future, because I'm sure that if you have a business roadmap, yeah, and you have a good plan, you can expand this product in the future. And then also you don't forget to put after the conclusion part, yeah, what is the limitation of your ideas, because this is a new ideas. You have to be honest, yeah. You offer the solution, but I think yeah, it's quite many limitations, yeah. It should be highlighted at the end of presentation after the conclusion part. The design of the PowerPoint slide, I think it's okay. Yeah, it is very good, but I think you should improve a little bit in terms of presentation. Yeah, when you present, do not too much only read the sentence on the slide. Yeah, you can make in an improvisation. So it is not boring, because when I see your presentation, you are reading, right? You are reading the sentence at the PowerPoint, but oh, it's okay. Yeah, I really appreciate. You can prepare for your next competition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the feedback, Mr. Berto. And next, let's hear from Mr. Raldi.
Okay, thank you very much. Not much different with Beto. I think appreciate so much about your presentation, and you at the first stage you have to show your topic, so everyone knows who's going to be your team and what is your topic and things like that. So and the next and the rest of the slide, I think not much different with sorry, that you only shows basically you just reading and not pointing at the what is the real significant issues coming from your slide. And then by and large, all what you said here is about logistics for food waste. Is that correct? Logistics. Yeah. Okay. So your title must be Summer for Logistics of Food Waste. Something about it. So not too long, but short. But everyone knows. Oh, this is about logistic only, not the BSF. Not talking much about the waste and the normal one, but this is processed how to transport to the clients and things like that. Not much different with Gojek or GoSend or something like that. So please put the logistic items at the top, I mean, at the front side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, expert, for your comments. And what I can sum up is that, guys, I think your PPT and your presentation flow, it's already good. However, you can improve your PPT by do not put bahasa in the PPT, and then you also need to add the data more comprehensive about the maggot itself, like how you will use it and the availability in Indonesia, and also a comment from Mr. Barto, you need to put the input, process, and the output. And then it is better to tell your audience too, like how to commercialize the product and the upscale plan. And also because your invention, we can say it's a novel one, so it is better for you also to put the limitation of the product. Other than that, good job. Okay, thank you. And next, let's move on to the next participant, which is from the junior high school progressive Bumi Selawat. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Okay, guys, you can start presenting. From Bumi Selawat.
I am. Hi.
Yes, you can start presenting now about the using maturity-based mud crab, right?
Right.
Okay, yes. You have 10 minutes starting from now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and also the judges. Now we are going to present our project entitled Using Maturity-Based Mud Crab Sorting Tool in Preserving Mud Crab Population in Nature. Well, judges, my name is Dewa as presenter and prototype conceptor. Next.
I'm Ajam as leader and concept building.
I'm Bintang as presenter and concept buildings.
My name is Altaf as robotic team and prototype designer and testing.
My name is Farel as art designer and data analyzer. We are from Progressive Bumi Selawat Junior High School, Indonesia. The honorable judges, as we know that our background craze is farming of mud crab is gaining popularity among the coastal communities because of its delicious taste nutritional value, lucrative price, and high demand in international market. Mud crab has emerged as potential fisheries commodity that's being exported to many countries of the world, notably China, Taiwan, Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Japan, USA, and some parts of Europe. Next. Although mud crab aquaculture is expanding rapidly in recent years, till today, the cultural practice of crabs only limited to fattening system, either fattening female juvenile crabs up to fully matured gonads and then to export alive, or rearing of crabs up to a certain stage and to export frozen as a soft shell product. Next. The honorable judges, there are 4 types of crabs in genus Sheila, based on the DNA and RNA channels. Firstly, Sheila serrata, Sheila transcoverica, Sheila paramamosen, and Sheila olivacea. Next, the Minister of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries through regulations permit 2016. This is the government effort in order to maintain the employment and availability of crab resource populations by regulating carapace size, season, capture, and pay attention to the condition of laying eggs or not. For this reason, judges, a prototype tool is needed to manage aquatic resources that makes it easier for fishermen to sort crabs that are mature in gonadal development to be managed as commodities. The unqualified size will back to the nature to grow, to breed, and to fattening. Next, the material and methods. Researchers will use samples of genus Sheila, especially species Sheila paramamosen, because Sheila paramamosen is dominates in northern coastal water of Java. Next, sex identification. For the determination of sex, the abdomen of each crab, which was observed in male, Sheila olivacea, only one abdominal shape, that is triangular shape. In female, there are 3 categories. The first is V-shape, the second is U-shape, and the third is intermediate between V-shape and U-shape. Making sorting tool design. We make an illustration of this tool image using CorelDRAW software for tools and material as needed. The illustration uses 2 kind of point of view, the front and side views. The normal judges, as we know, that is the prototype front view, and this is the prototype side view. Next. And this is the tools and materials as we know. Next. And how the tool works. First is crab is placed one by one on the input tray. Using forced gravity, the crab slides forwards over the sorting slot. The unqualified size will fall down and back to the nature to grow. The third is qualified size will still slide to the weight sensor, and the fourth step is the physical size is determined by manually setting the width of the sort slot opening. The fifth step is the size of the weight is determined with program made in Arduino. And the last is in place of the weight sensor, the crabs will be weighed and will be sorted to grade A and grade B by a separator driven by a servo motor. The result and discussion. Interviews were conducted to gather information to fishermen regarding the first, the condition of abundance of crab biota in the mangrove estuary Sidoarjo. Second, 5 conditions regarding the sorting process of crabs taken from their habitats. The third, what factors cause crabs abundance to decrease in certain seasons. Based on the result of interviews, it was found that on average, the fishermen would sell and distribute the crab catches in various sizes, and also get quite a lot of catches in rainy season, that is in September and January. This is the reproductive season for crabs organism. Identification with and weight samples measurement. Researchers used sample of genus Sheila. More specifically, we use Sheila paramamosen species because that species dominates the northern coastal water of Java. Next. And the last is conclusion. Our conclusion is this research activity has helped fishermen to sort the size crabs that have matured gonads in the mangrove estuary Sidoarjo. The size of Connacht's metric is quite crucial considering its relation to the availability of stocks in nature. Therefore, it is recommended that this tool will be developed on a larger scale. Then it is hoped that the availability of crab stocks in nature will be maintained with this tool. Next, our suggestion is further product development is needed related to the production of tool both on a household scale and on a national scale. Second, further research needed to make a standard of tool. The mechanism is very, very important to get assignment for expert judgment in industrial scale. Thank you. Please back to moderator if there is any question.
Okay, thank you very much, participants, for your presentation. It was a very interesting one. So you guys would like to have a tool to help in sorting the crabs. Okay, so let's hear the comments from first, Mr. Raldi.
Yeah, thank you. Well, quite impressive. I think you've done very well. You start with your topic and then you explain systematically. But one thing that still needs some improvement, especially for the wording. Too many words in the slide. So make it simpler so everyone knows what is your points in that slide. And also you don't have you don't have any what is it comparison situations with similar tools that are perhaps produced by others. So in any case, how can the client would choose you? You see, if you have some comparison, so it's going to be, let's say, even though you are the only one, this is the best. That's why you show them, as you show us, especially the clients who would like to buy that. How can we get this? Or even how can they apply it? For example, you use the applications or something. So I don't see a sort of thing that would be very possible for you to distribute your product. So that's all my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Raldi. And next, let's hear from Mr. Berto.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, great ideas. Yeah, I like your concept. Yeah, and your proposal. But in terms of presentation, I think I would love to hear if the other member of group also presented. Yeah, so it is not a one-man show. So maybe in the next presentation, please the other team also contribute. Yeah, in terms of presentation. And then for the prototyping, you should display not only the actual size of product, the meters or the inch, but please also include the weight of the product. Yeah, please include the weight of the product. Gitu. And then if possible, I think it is better for your group to create a video simulation to illustrate the function of your product. Because at the beginning, I'm still thinking and keep imagine how the product works. Maybe in the next opportunity, you can create a video simulation. I think it will improve your presentation, your presentation score. Yeah, and then regarding the interview process, yeah, you interview the fisherman, but please put more details for the interview process. For example, how many fishermen are interviewed? What questions to ask? And what is their reaction? And also, don't forget to explain the product impact to the fishermen. Yeah, and it is better to explain in quantity with proper scientific method. And you can make a comparison before the fishermen use the product and after the fishermen use the product. So we can easily understand the benefits by the product. Okay, understand? Okay, that's it from me. Good luck, yeah, for the next presentation or next competition, and keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you very much. So just to sum up, guys, you already have a nice idea and you just need a little bit about of the improvements which
can,
make.
Can you
Sorry.
show how the tool works? Can you show how the tool works? How the tool works? There is,
So
there is the tool here. Can you show it?
Just for a second, okay.
Pardon?
Okay.
Okay, this is the prototype tool. First, the crabs will place one by one, and the crabs will slide forwards, and the unqualified size will fall down and back to the nature to grow, and the qualified size will still slide to weight sensor. And this is programmed with Arduino. And we separate to grade A and grade B based on the weight of the crab. We program by separator motor. Like this. That's how to divide the crabs. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, as I
Okay,
mentioned,
participants.
As I mentioned, it's better for your group in the next presentation to make a video, yeah, a short video to explain that thing.
Yes. Thank you, Jess.
Okay, I think so. That's all for your group. Okay, guys, thank you and good luck. And next, let's proceed to the next participant.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Progressive school, strong in spiritually, prosperous intelligence.
Right. Okay. So next, let's see from Maria. Hello, Maria. Are you here?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, that's great. Hello. So you may present your project now, which is the title is Creating Geniuses. Interesting. So let's hear from you. 10 minutes starts.
Thank you. Okay. Stephen Hawking believed that anyone could be a genius. Is that possible? Hi, good afternoon. I am Maria Fernanda Zamudio Vázquez.
I am Elisa Nairlona Rodriguez. We are from the EMS Guanajuato in Guanajuato, Mexico. We are very glad to present this project.
Where did the idea for creating geniuses from? In 2015, the program Genius with Stephen Hawking was released. He used to test a group of 3 ordinary people to various challenges and dynamics to find answers to some enigmas. We found that amazing because Stephen did not interfere on these riddles. Instead, people were able to solve the challenges. They managed to assemble puzzles and make discoveries in science by themselves. This is why we found 3 key ingredients: intelligence, creativity, and rationality. Therefore, our hypothesis was that we can develop genius with this point.
What do results mean? We understand it as a skill which allows to gather ideas and concepts to have solutions. It is a very important part because the whole project is based on this. Then what is Creating Geniuses? Creating Geniuses is an outreach and teaching project for children and young people. Who do we make or disclose? Through social networks and various activities. Who do we teach? Through our science club. Let's explain more about our project. Creating Geniuses consists of a club for children and young people between 8 and 15 years old. this club as a virtual format in which taught chemistry and physics mainly, as we comment the teaching of the science as a particularly that they require the application of rationality. But who do we do this? Well, it is reached through dynamics and challenge conveniently. But we have particularly one proposal, and it is the escape room, the game which club, the game which clues where you must solve puzzles to leave a room in a virtual layout. With them, we develop critical and reflective thinking to the geniuses of the club, teamwork and learn science at the same time. Seasons are fun and interactive because they put themselves in fit of great science in short, a way that children and young people do not learn in a methodical and standardized way. With these activities and with the promotions of this club is who we work on our social networks intended for the dissemination of science aimed at all audience. Here we expose QR codes for you to consult. The work of dissemination is always destined to generate awareness and reasoning. Of this with the purpose of creating a network of passionate communication and science who seek to bring into more people each time. There is an article by Vicente Talancar called Chemistry, Who Are You? Where Are You Going? Who do we catch up with you? Where he explained what they teach us in education institutions is to backward for what chemistry is now and how it is that the curriculum maps keep telling about the same thing. So we consider that our teaching and dissemination should look to the future teaching to children and young people what science really is not.
As my parents told you, our main gamification are escape room, but how to implement them virtually? In the first stage, we work on the same platform called Genially, in which we use presentation mode to create scenarios, clues, and puzzles with different interaction for students to solve the escape room. And with this, we perform demo tests to evaluate insight. We obtained great results with the proposal. However, it presented some complication. For example, it is not possible for use the currently monitor the work of the participants because we can only guide them through the virtual meeting. Another point is that 2D appearance can cause confusion with the dynamics or visual difficulties. At least, it is true that the escape room is a large offer benefits such as being able to do them with an internet connection, but they do not give you the experience that a physical escape room will provide. For the above, we decided to do a second demonstration in the form of a workshop, now changing the platform to Minecraft Education Edition. Minecraft is a very popular video game which presents free gameplays, and its educational version offers many features to education that are useful for a project. With this new platform, we solved the inconvenience of the first demo. However, we found out other difficulties such as the connection on the map and technical failures with the video call. Analyzing that, we were able to conclude that depending on the activity we will realize, the target audience, and the topical, is how creating geniuses will offer the dynamics on a certain platform. In turn, the diversity in activities is what allows you to reach more people, spread and teach the subject more efficiently. In addition, creating geniuses as the mission and vision to help with the development of the scientists of the future, who must have optimal tools to face modern science, so they can see that their rationality is their main weapon to create knowledge and solve the biggest problem. Finally, this is a summary of what Creating Geniuses is about. A project founded on the growth of minds, divided in two primary missions: to diffuse science, with challenges, dynamics, infographics, and many other ways through our social networks, to create a network of science disseminators and teach. Through a science club with simple methods to help foster passion for chemistry and physics. We are Creating Geniuses. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you very much for your presentation. Creating Geniuses, what a good name. Okay, so chemistry and physics topics. Yes, we cannot deny that not all people engage with the subjects, and your idea is very interesting. Offering new learning strategies using a game. So now let's hear from the expert. Mr. Berto, you can start.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it is a very interesting topics. Yeah, creating geniuses and new learning strategies. Yeah, and to be honest, all of you have a potential. Yeah, to develop your ideas and present your ideas around the world. Yeah, you have a potential. You have a big opportunities. And I have a suggestions to improve your style of presentation. I think it is a good idea for you to use the Prezi video, but for general audience, I think it is quite difficult, if you present it without a PowerPoint slide, and it needs a full of concentration to understand your topic. So I think it would be great for your presentation score if you use the PowerPoint slide, even it is just 5 to 7 slides. It is just to show that the outlines of your presentation, and then to open mind the response of the audience, because not of all audience can easily understand your ideas. And then the second one, you should add the part of why this research is important and needs to be done, and it can be applied in all over the world. And that is the novelty of your project, but you haven't discussed it thoroughly. So please consider to explain why this is a very important, and this can be applicable to students in all over the world. And then it is good for you to have a justification section in the paper, but in the presentation also don't forget you need also a strong justification regarding the methodology chosen. And last but not least, in the end of the presentation, it would be great if you explain in the real life what happened and what can be impacted if most of the educational institution in the world applied your ideas, the impact based on your findings. I think it is very powerful to end the presentation with show the impact of your findings. Okay, that's it from me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And next, Mr. Roldi.
Okay, Maria, yesterday we met. Do you remember this hat? And I was asking about 8 to 15. The reason why you choose 8 to 15. So, well, again, I think it's pretty good presentations, and I believe that similar to Berto concerning the comments, and I think you have to also add some more limitations of your presentations concerning the target beneficiaries who's going to be having the impact of them. It's not that easy, but having several items that is make it easier for the participants to understand. So you need some points there. And of course, I don't know why you choose only chemistry and physics, because of science, or what about the social science? Would that be possible for them to create similarly, something like that? So put it in the limitations, and perhaps in the next step you want to use so for others. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, expert. So just to sum up, guys, I think your idea and your presentation is already brilliant. However, there are some things that you can do to improve also your presentation. So to sum up, the comment was it will be better if we can make a PowerPoint slides and also point out the strong justifications and put the real impact based on your findings, because I believe that this idea really benefits many students, and also it will be better to put the target market of the user. Other than that, it's already a good presentations. So good luck, guys.
Bye.
Okay, so next, let's hear from the Nation Star Academy. Venu Jayanti Chandra, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. So let's hear about your idea, the car bar. So your 10 minutes starting from now.
Rice bran is usually a waste from the rice mill. It is often used for animal feed, but do you know that rice bran can be used for treating diabetes? Good afternoon, honorable judges. Today, I, Yuko Wichanarko, with my partner, Venu Jayanti Chandra Naidu, will explain to you about the utilization of rice mill waste as carb. Carb bar is a stand for carbohydrate bar. Because carb bar is mainly contains from carbohydrate.
Participant, you will not present anything. I would like to be
Later.
sorry, okay.
Okay, let me repeat. Carb bar is a stand for carbohydrate bar. Because carb bar is mainly contains from carbohydrate from the rice bran. In this product, the main nutrition is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are very important for living things because they have an energy source. Before we tell you about the details of carb bar, here we have the video of the making of carb bar. Is the video can be seen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Nation Star Academy Senior High School, Surabaya, Indonesia. Let's us introduce ourselves. My name is Yunika Sherina Lawanda.
My name is Yuko Wichanarko.
My name is Vanessa. My name is Margarita Pomichero.
My name is Kevin Christian.
Today we are going to show you the making of carb. Without further ado, let's get started.
First of all, chop up the strawberries and apple. Roast the almonds for about 5 minutes and crush it. Put the minced strawberry into the pan over medium heat. Add the sugar, honey, and enough water into the pan, then stir the strawberry jam until it gets thickened. Add the chopped apple, rice bran, and crushed almonds into the strawberry jam. Stir until everything is thoroughly mixed. Put the carb bar batter in the freezer and let it freeze for about 2 hours. cut it into a rectangle, and voila! Car bar is ready!
So, Carver is made to provide an alternative for modern society to have consume healthy snacks, considering that modern society often consumes junk food. In addition, the carver that we make is also good for consumption by diabetics. Rice bran has efficacy for several diseases, including coronary heart disease, cancer, and stroke. Rice bran is also high in fiber that can suspend the absorption of glucose in metabolism process. Rice bran are also high in antioxidants, so it has the potential to prevent our body from free radicals. The antioxidant compounds in rice bran are flavonoids, phenolic acid, anthocyanins, proanthocyanin, tocopherols, tocotrienols, gamma oryzanol, or Y-oryzanol, and phytic acid. Moreover, rice bran can lower the risk of high cholesterol in the presence of antioxidant compounds gamma oryzanol. Gamma oryzanol is a much stronger antioxidant in concentrating free radicals. Besides, rice bran contains several ingredients such as allurone and pericarb layers as well as small rice fragments. The nutrients contained in good quality rice bran include protein 11.3 until 14.4%, fat 15.0 until 19.7%, curd fiber 7.0 until 11.4%, carbohydrates 34.1 until 52.3%, and ash from 6.6 to 9.9%.
Okay, so that's all our presentation of our product, carbohydrate bar. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, team from Carbar. So now let's hear from Mr. Aldi.
Okay, thank you very much. Interesting. Your car bar would be useful for diabetes and things like that. So it is important to be socialized, I suppose. But one thing that you never said any information concerning one bar is for one plate or one kind of size. We have to mention about it. So everyone can take their car bar. In fact, they have a lot of vegetables to be mixed up and things like that. So we never know. So and the second thing is who's going to be your competitor if you want to use this for products and commercialized base. So you have to know who are the competitors from your products. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the compliment, sir.
Okay, thank you. And next, let's hear from Mr. Beto.
Yes, very interesting. Yeah, Carbar. For me, it is a new knowledge. Yeah, and it is a novelty for your research. Congratulations and keep up the good work. I have some suggestions. Yeah, for you to improve your in terms of presentation style. So I think at the beginning of the presentation, you need, besides you explain, you need one or two slides to introduce your topics, your ideas, and you can explain the importance and the urgency of Carbar. Yeah, and for the video making product, it is very impressive. I'm very like it. Yeah, keep up the good work. But I have a feedback to your video. Because you are presenting in the lab situation, it is better for you to ensure the hygiene matter. So in the next opportunity, when you retake a video, please use, for example, the lab equipment such as lab gloves, and then you use the mask, and other lab equipment, yeah, such as lab uniform, etc. And it will impress to the audience. Yeah. And because once again, to be honest, without PowerPoint slides, every explanation become more difficult. Yeah, rather than if you provide PowerPoint slides, it needs a full of concentration to understand your topic. And moreover, your presentation score will be increased, I believe, if you create the good PowerPoint slides. Yeah. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much, expert. So yes, I think your idea is already nice, and it will be better if maybe the next event you can also provide the PPT. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you, judges. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so next let's hear from Man Kota Batu. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
All right, so let's hear from your presentations, which title Heiko Bar. Your 10 minutes starts now. Hello, participants, you're still muted.
Resolving anorexia with us. Good evening, everybody. So here we're going to present our project, how to resolve anorexia with us. Firstly, our background is that what are we trying to solve here? Eating disorder, or a disorder most known as anorexia, starting from a habit come from a teenager aging around 17 to 25, having them overly insecure for to themselves, stopping entirely from eating and eating a bunch at the end to stop the pain, followed by erasing it. This caused our body to malnourished, and what we do after we stop, our body didn't just go at the normal self right away. Our body start restoring extra energy from starving ourselves because it hasn't fully recovered the metabolism rate, causing us to a patient of anorexia itself, causing restoring extra energy, making them more fatter and more insecure, making them go to the internal change again and again and again, making them guilty and blaming themselves for eating, making them malnourished and go to the eternal change again. And from what we have, what I have presented here, we have a solution for this problem that is Hicobar from me, Brilliant Yafi, and my team, High Color Brilliant, High Calorie Peanut Butter. Here is also our live prototype of our product.
And here, this is our lab test result. From here, we can find that this bar have a 15.7% of protein, 12.57% of fat, 3.58% of carbohydrate, 0.3% water, 0.7% flavonoid, 185 calorie, and the expired date is 78 days, and the last one is the glycemic index of 67. And the second test that we conducted is organoleptic test. The first one is the color of the product, 8.2%, that score 8.2, the taste 8.1, the smell 8.3, and the last one is the texture 8.1. And this is our originality sheet. Next. And this is couple of reference that we use as a guidance to making this product. And there methodology, there's 3 types of data that we use. The first one is the data research. We get our data research using Google form to search up the data of people preference, so that we make the right shape of snack. The second one is the observational data. We got our observational data using online open-ended surveys, Google form as the tool to 15 to 17 years old high school student. And the last one is the compiled data. We found our compiled data on articles, journals, and books from online sources to find the reason behind anorexia and what happened and the right way to solve it. So this is our SWOT analysis. Firstly, for the first one is the strength. The strength are this product has a high calorie count so that it can or decrease the time to recover from anorexia. The second one is the less competitor that make this bar for a solution for this problem, which is anorexia. The second one is the weaknesses. The first one is product branding among pedestrian. The second one is the minus on targeted market. Since in Indonesia, there isn't a lot of data about number of patients of anorexia. The third one is the opportunity, the opportunity. The product itself has minimum competitors, so it have high chance on competing. The last one is the threat, the knowledge on the problem and lack of awareness when it comes to solving the problem. The next one is the ABCG analysis. The first one is A for academics, academians, which function as a mean of research development. The patient will consume the bar as an added nutrition to speeding the recovery process. The second one is the business, which support in the fund on helping the research process. The C for community, student from Mankota Batu and member of our science club, helping the data and the research. The G, the government, which helps security when purchasing food and drug to control producers. Next, please.
Lastly, here we can see our conclusion. We adding a little bit of fact. So we can find that 0.3% of teenagers around the world has anorexia, and 0.8% of them has died every single year because of habits that come from it that we already explained earlier, binge eating. We can find a solution about it, that is Hicobar. What we do here is this snake-shaped form of food, an actual food that have an equal amount of calorie as same as a normal food, can help recover anorexia patient that has malnourished from a habit that they already did before, that is binge eating and starving themselves. It's also easier to recover from anorexia using our bar because of its snack shape if a patient have a habit of not eating for a long amount of time. I think that's all about our presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay,
So
thank you very much, team, from the Heiko Bar. So anorexia indeed is still a problem that is faced among a teenager, and it leads to the binge eat, as you say, and indeed we need a solution. Okay, so next let's hear the comments from first Mr. Berto.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, another interesting project. Yeah, namely Hycobar. It is very interesting and very new for me. Congratulations. Yeah, keep up the good idea, and don't forget to develop. Yeah, in the future. I have some suggestions to improve your presentation. Yeah, first is for the background reasons. Yeah, I think you display a good diagram. Yeah, however, you need a citation, yeah, and actual data. So please put and explain the sources or the references, yeah, for your introduction background slide. You should also highlight the pros and the cons, yeah, for your product, and also you have to explain the side effect, if any, yeah, because some of dietary products, it also contains the side effect and not proper to all of people, yeah, not suitable to consume to all of people. Moreover, if it is related to the allergen matters, yeah, you have to explain it also. And then I think it is better to explain the scientific process regarding why Hycobar can be suitable for people with anorexia. What is the scientific reasons? What is the justification? That's all we need, yeah, because we claim this product is suitable for the anorexia. So the next questions would be, how is the scientific process? And then the next one, you know, the good product will have more strengths than weaknesses and more opportunities than the threats, yeah. So that is the formulations. So it's better to you to formulate three strengths and two weaknesses and three opportunities and two threats to make sure that your product is feasible. And then you explain about the ABG model. You may add one more things, which is model, M for media. So the academics, business, community, government, and one more. Don't forget media. Yeah. And for your paper, I have a suggestions. Please write the reference in a good way. Yeah. And you can refer to the APA style for your paper. Yeah. And a good paper should contains no more than should contains more than 10 reference. Yes, that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Berto. And next, let's hear from Mr. Raldi.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. Perhaps you need more references, I suppose, because I found in reference concerning the astronaut food bar. Perhaps you know only one eat, and then the rest for the day they don't have to eat anymore. So sort of thing that you have to compare between your product and others. I appreciate about your SWOT, your analysis, and also talking about multi-stakeholders and things like that. So basically, if you come back with your objective is not that clear. You mentioned about alternative. You should mention the alternative high calorie bar or something about it. So you make a limitation that is just in case, and you have competitors. This is only one alternative. And the second one is you want to promote to others, to multi-stakeholders and things like that. So this is your product would share to the markets. So something about that. The limitations of your study would be there. So you are not only explaining about your product, but also to the possibility of the market and who's going to be involved in the multi-stakeholders community things. So only that, and again, more references needed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, experts. So as you have heard before, that actually you have good ideas, and you already also try to make it right, the bar. And then, however, you guys need a lot of more supporting data, which is the reference. If I may know, like, where is your idea comes from?
We have several friends and close relatives that have this kind of problem. So I want to try to help solve it. And this idea came from.
I see. So that's nice actually, to really help your society, like your surroundings. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so without further ado, let's continue to the next participants, which comes from University of Muslim Indonesia. Hi. Hello, is everything okay there, Sharifa?
Hello.
Okay, hi. Glad to see you. So today you would like to present your findings, which title Syndrome Awareness and Smartphone Use Behavior Among Undergraduate Medical Students, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's great. So Sharifa, you have 10 minutes to present and you'll get another 10 minutes for the feedback from the judge, from the expert, I mean. Okay, you may start presenting now.
Okay, thank you for the time. Let me share screen first. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. First of all, thank you for the opportunity for our team to present our research with the title Association Between Text-Neck Syndrome Awareness and Smartphone Use Behavior Among Undergraduate Medical Students. My name is Sharifah Fatimani Satujana, and my teammate Rafida Arfan, Andini Sangkal, Siti Awan Salamun, and Fitri Sahya Jusman. We are from Universitas Muslim Indonesia. How many of us can live modern life without the presence of smartphone? How many of us can withstand the temptation to complete most of our activities with just the touch of fingertips? Just a few. Data confirm that by 2021, we expect the smartphone user in Indonesia are 199.2 millions, and by 2025 will be 232.79 millions. And guess what the smartphone is used for the most? 87% for social media, 84% for chatting or texting, and 61% for watching movies. Top 3 activities are related to text-neck syndrome. Text-neck is a global epidemic. Text-neck is a worldwide health concern, affecting millions of all age and from all walks of life. But what is text-neck? This term is used to describe a repetitive stress injury or an overuse syndrome where a person has his or her head hung or flexed in a forward position and is bent down looking at his or her phone or other electronic devices for prolonged periods of time. Okay, next, according to Dr. Dean Fishman, who also founded Text-Neck Institute, if left untreated, text-neck can result in serious permanent damage, including below flattening of the spinal curve, spinal degeneration, disc herniation, muscle damage, loss of lung volume capacity, onset of early arthritis, spinal misalignment, disc compression, nerve damage, and gastrointestinal problem. Okay, let's go to the question. This is the question we want to answer through this research. Did medical students have knowledge, awareness, and proper behavior when using smartphone regarding text-neck? This question comes from the assumption that medical students should be more familiar with the terms, causes, symptoms, complication, and prevention of text-neck syndrome. This research is a cross-sectional study that took place during the period October till November 2021, with 98 respondents from Universitas Muslim Indonesia medical students. And as seen, 89.8% of respondents have used smartphone for more than 5 years, and daily use is more than 5 hours, as many as 80.61% of respondents. Okay, next, the first interesting finding is that only 20% of the respondents have heard and understood about TechSnack. Although there are 46% of respondents who claim to have heard the term but do not understand what it means. The next finding is that around 70% of respondents do not know how to prevent TechSnack syndrome. Okay, this study also revealed that only 47% of students understood the long-term complication of TechSnack to prolapse intervertebral disc, or PVID, and results were similar for spondylosis and osteoarthritis. But the good news is that students can identify that texting and watching videos are the main causes of TechSnack.
Okay, the next finding, we found that student awarded headache 98.94% and neck pain 98.36%. We need symptoms that related to TechSnack. 51% of students were not aware that tingling are one of common symptoms of TechSnack. Next. Okay, perceive most likely faster when using smartphone. Only 7% of students had correct faster when using smartphone.
Okay, the conclusion for the presentation is medical students in this research had poor knowledge on TechSnack. Will their daily smartphone use duration more than 5 hours a day? Only 20% of students then familiar and understand with TechSnack syndrome term. In contrary, they had good awareness on TechSnack symptoms and the importance of correct posture when using smartphone. So for the second, medical students in this research had generally poor behavior when using smartphone. Only 7% of the students were and maintained correct posture while others leaned forward. And third, poor knowledge contribute to poor behavior in the student when using smartphone, while good awareness was not positively associated with their behavior. Okay, for the recommendation is for the first, since students on TechSnack in Indonesia were carefully made. It is difficult to get comprehensive information that country specific regarding TechSnack's prevalence and characteristics. So we encourage more study on TechSnack in Indonesia. For the second is robust campaign on TechSnack, its causes, prevention, and corrective action is a must. Content should reach with range of age and profession with various and creative approach. Okay, maybe that's all we can say. More and less, I apologize. And if there is anything you want to ask me in five, thank you.
Thank you very much for your during this pandemic. Cannot be every day we can rely on more than hours. We need a solution. Okay, so next, let's hear the comments from our expert. Mr. Raldi, you can start first.
Thank you very much. Interesting to know more about the TechSnack syndrome. I believe that your research is only around the students around you, but not more than after, for the age of more than 60. So it's not that easy for old people, for example. So You can expand later, not only in the millennials, but also in others period of age. Second thing is if you want to suggest about the positions of posture of the best to to apply the best way to solve the problems, you focus the before end of your conclusions, you focus snap on that PowerPoint. That is, this is the best posture that we can make to something. And for reference, of course, you have to expand to what is it, a kind of references that revert to more than 45 of age, for example. So need some more references. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roldi. And next, let's hear from Mr. Berto.
Yes, thank you, Miss Angel. Yeah, my comments is quite similar with Mr. Aldi. Yeah, so especially for the background reasons, you need more citation and actual data, and I think it is better for you to add more literature from the international reputable journal or other scientific sources, yeah, to strengthen your findings in the results section and in the results sections. And then I see that there are some of PPT slides that already good, but some still need an improvement. For example, I found that the slide is too wordy in the conclusion part. Yeah, please in the next time you can revise it. Yeah, because the conclusion should be concise and clear. And then in the results section, do not only discuss the results of the bar chart of the pie diagram, but you should need to compare your findings with other similar study, so you can able to know what is the difference, yeah, with the similar surveys, and it can enrich your findings, because the sections, it will be results and discussions. Results is to show your results, and the discussion is to compare your results with the similar research. Yeah, and then for the recommendation part, yeah, I really appreciate that you have to formulate the good recommendation, but it should be more clear. Yeah, to who the recommendation should be undertaken, or who are responsible to execute the recommendation. Yeah, so it can increase the quality of your research. Yeah, okay. And anyway, good luck, yeah, for your research journey. Keep up the good work. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, expert, for your comments. And yes, I agree that should be continue your research, and I hope that your research later in the future, it can help many people. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, the expert, and thank you, the moderator.
Yes. Okay, so next, let's hear from the last but not the least participant. It is Anggi Lorenza. Hello, Anggi, are you here? Okay, while waiting for our next participant, judges, let's have a small discussion. Hello, Mr. Roldi and Mr. Berto.
Yes.
So I would like to ask for your opinion about the invention that the participant has presented to us. What do you think about them?
I'm the first or second comment.
Okay, so I think the ideas are quite genuine, yeah, and you know the creativity is very good from the students, and I really appreciate the ideas, the creativity, and also the innovation that apply to the ideas or product that the participants are made. Yeah, however, you know the name itself is innovation. Uh, every day we always innovate, and every day the words is changed so fast, so there will be no perfect innovations or inventions. Yeah, the main the main uh, the, the main key success factors, I think, is to continuous improvement, and then listen to others, and always learning every day. That's it from me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berto. And what do you think, Mr. Roldi?
Yeah, similar to Berta. Well, I think this is a good start for innovators, Indonesian innovators especially. But of course, there is no perfect innovations, in fact. But step by step, they are developing. And once they are having a lot of readings, of course, another idea will be mushrooming. I would say mushrooming. So it's going to be very good for millennials especially, because the future is are there, you know. So they are finding some, you know, invention, and also very good idea in the future that would be, what is it, useful for the development. I think it's good, very good.
I see. Indeed, I do agree with both of you. And from this event too, like this session, the Inventor Talks, it's really also opened my mind, opened my another knowledge that I realized actually Indonesian students and also the other university students from all around the world right now are trying to make an invention that will be we will cultivate the benefit in the future. And what I also amazed is because even in this during pandemic situation, they still have like brilliant ideas to spark, right? Also like a stepping stone for us to see like the future. I think that's my comments.
Okay, we continue now.
Yeah, I'm still awaiting for the information from the committee.
When possible, we skip the one that would be coming later. So we put it. Yeah.
Yes, I also think the same. However, the last participant actually decided to not participate today. So yeah, we're waiting.
So how many groups remaining today?
Two left, sir. But with the last one resigned, so yeah, only one left.
Only one more.
Yeah, only one more. Wait another 2 minutes. And if I may know, I would like to know the background of our expert today. First, let's start from Mr. Raldi. Can you please tell us about your background?
Well, the first background, I mean, first major is geography, and then now I moved to mathematics and economics, and finally I'm environmental planners.
Whoa, impressive! Like a lot of fields actually. And which one that Mr. Aldi thinks the one that we really need to focus on in Indonesia? We need to develop.
environmental issues that would be very dynamic at any time.
Environmental issues.
Yeah.
Yes, couldn't be more agree. And next, let's hear from Mr. Berto. What about you?
Yes, I'm from Department of Business and Management ITS Surabaya, Institute Technology of 10 November, and I become a lecturer in entrepreneurship and marketing. My background is I have a bachelor degree in fisheries business management, and I have a master degree in business management. And actually, now I'm currently pursuing my PhD degree in entrepreneurship at Monash University. So actually, I also still a student. I also still a
Australia,
student.
Monash. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I used to
That's
be
great.
in Brisbane that 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
About 30 years ago, I finished my PhD from Brisbane
Oh, from
University.
also, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
Long time ago.
That's great, brilliant from Indonesia. I see. Okay, actually, after my discussion with the committee, we found out that our last participant also not showed up. So that said, I would like to close today's session. Okay, so
Take a
thank you
picture
very
first for
much. Yes.
take a picture. Take a picture
Okay,
for
sure.
Sure, sure.
Okay,
video on.
participants. Yes, please turn on your camera. Participants, are you still here? Hello. Let's take a picture before we end today's session. It would be really appreciated if you guys can turn on your camera. Okay, expert, I think
okay.
we can just take 3 of us then.
Yeah, 3 of us.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yep. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Alberto, have a good time.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
so
you.
yes, thank you very much, honorable experts and participants. I hope that the innovation does not stop here. And through this Inventor Talk session, I hope we can think further about the future, develop your ideas, and make the world as a better place. So this remarks the end of today's Inventor Talks. See you and stay healthy. Good day all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.